Hello guys, and welcome back to Bloodborne Base Level Challenge. Now, although it's only 25 minutes long, this is the last video in the series, as it's not getting a lot of attention, so I don't want to keep dragging it on, using up my time and such, and uploading videos that aren't going to be watched. So I'd rather focus on stuff that people might want to see a bit more. So all of this now, I'm doing post commentary, obviously, because I know how long the video is. But I just did this in my own time. I was speaking with my friend while I played this, so I was a lot more relaxed than usual. I wasn't focusing on what to say to people who weren't there, so I played a lot better. This was maybe, from sitting down starting playing it by myself, this was maybe my second or third attempt at the One Reborn. Excuse me. This is One Reborn, Micolash, and Mirgo's Witness, and I even show where you can get the Blood Rock. Micolash I did first time. You will see I did Mirgo's Witness. Took me a long time. It took me maybe half an hour. There were so many times I ran in and died straight away because one of her attacks is one hit kill. And if you don't dodge it right, you're gone. That's it. Yep, try over. So I've had a lot of fun in this series because it's the first time I've gone through Bloodborne without leveling up. I've done it in Dark Souls. I've done it in Dark Souls 2. Very difficult in Dark Souls 1 if you have to do it without summons, because the kings are practically impossible otherwise. Doing them at base level with no help, they just decimate you. It's not very pleasant, let me put it that way. But hopefully you guys watching have enjoyed it so far up until this point, and this isn't over. It's not ending here. This is the end of the no level run. But as I had mentioned in my previous videos, I do want to continue with this particular character, and I want to do a one attribute run. I don't know if anyone else has done this. I'm not interested if anyone else has done it. But I want to level up just one stat. And as I have said in the past, if I don't get any suggestions, I will likely just do health. Just to see what it's like running through only leveling up your health. And yeah, this right here is where I take down the One Reborn. I don't know why it was so easy this time. This time I was able to get into those soft spots and go ham and just deal so much more damage than usual. It could be luck. It could have been because I was relaxed and I wasn't concentrating on speaking to an audience. But that fight was a lot easier than in the past. You see me running into Micolash here and there's no cutscene. I went into the fight, I started hitting Micolash, and I realized that I wasn't recording. So I had to leave the game and then join again. So I've completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh well, it mustn't have been important. But basically, this is Micolash. He really wasn't as much as a threat as I thought he would be. These guys right here that I'm swinging at, the puppets, let's call them, they do more physical damage in an attack than Micolash does. If Micolash hits you with a Call Beyond at base level, I imagine it would kill you in one go. If he hits you with Augur of Iberitas, it does not. It takes a lot of your health, but it does not kill you in one go. And of course his physical punches do a lot of damage at base, but obviously they're not enough to really harm you in a way that would make you worry. So he was an easy enough fight because I have learned to avoid a Call Beyond, and it took me maybe 6 playthroughs of Bloodborne to actually realize how to dodge it, because I was running away from it, I was rolling. It's really simple to avoid, and I'll explain that when I get to it for those of you who have trouble avoiding it. But like I said, I want to continue with this particular character and just do one attribute. And I would like suggestions. I would like to see what you guys would like to see, which is a strange sentence. but I don't want to just do my own thing, because I can sit and play it and I can have fun, that's great. But I want to put up content that people want to see. I want, you know, this is for you guys, this isn't for me. I can sit and play Bloodborne all day long, that's great, but I want to make videos for you guys. Even if I'm just on in the background and you're listening to my irritating voice. At least I find it irritating. Which is odd, because I would love to make a career out of talking for a living. So you wouldn't imagine as much. And down goes Micolash in stage 1. Cover your ears, folks. He howls very, very loud. Something I realised when I was editing. Because I think I was editing this at like 1 in the morning. So I had everything down. I had my headphones up. My headphones on. Nice and loud. Just to make sure there was no noise issues. And when he howled, my dear, it wasn't pleasant. I knew it was coming. I wasn't expecting it to be so, ow, I don't want to be deaf, you know. But the only issue I really came across at the end of the game, the one reborn, he's difficult, yeah. Micolash, he's easy if you know how to fight him. And Mergo's Wet Nurse was an issue, but I think it was more frustration that beat me down with Mergo. You see me running down the stairs here instead of running back up. For those of you who obviously know how to fight Micolash, I'm just coming down here to grab that, and I want to grab this key for anyone who doesn't know it's there or its use. For anyone who maybe, for whatever reason, is watching my videos before they play Bloodborne, I don't know. And on that note, I have to point out that the ending I chose was the submit one, but I had a recording issue, as I tend to have English issues where I can't speak. I had an issue, and when I was editing, it just wasn't there. I don't know what happened, it just wasn't there. I have everything up until that point, but from when I go back to the dream, and I have to go speak to Gehrman, it's just not there. Nor is the start of New Game Plus. My most recent point in the recording was when, yep, my headset just tried to shut itself off, which it likes to do, which is a pain. But yeah, Call Beyond, just what I did there, dodge towards it as it starts to come towards you, and it will not touch you. You see me dodge it here maybe 6 times. He got really Call Beyond happy. He usually doesn't do it so much in the corners of the room, but he really wanted to break me down. Of course he wasn't able to, because I'm a badass, quote unquote. I'm really not. I'm maybe a bit big-headed. I would say out of everyone I personally know that I'm the best at the game, but it's not by a large margin, and I'm certainly not the best in the world, and I have no claim to be. I am perfectly fine saying that I am nowhere near the best at this game. Whoop! Missed me. Tag it! Tag it! Something I will point out about the Augur of Iberites, the hitbox on it. For those of you who don't know, now I don't have the guide, I know this because Marcus, Epic Name Bro, talked about this. Either he talked about it in a video or it was on Twitter. The hitbox is only at the tip. So, if the tip hits you, you will take the damage and you will fall over. If you get hit by maybe, I want to say the shaft, I guess, it won't. And I've seen this a few times. Sometimes I've had a bit of an issue where it does, but whatever, I guess maybe that's a bug, or maybe the hitbox is supposed to be longer, I don't know. I just don't know, folks. Skip the cutscene, dummy. Skip the cutscene. The bridge goes up, we get it. Skip the cutscene. I don't know what I was doing. There we go. Grab them bullets, because why not? They actually come in really useful against the Wet Nurse. Very, very useful. Because as much as my Tonitrus, by the time I get to Wet Nurse, it is a +10. Wet Nurse it has a slight weakness to Bolt. I do close to no damage because obviously no attributes. But at the same time, you don't need the attributes because I hit most enemies 1 hit, 2 hit kills. No, I hate this area in the game because of those enemies. The Winter Lanterns are a joke if you ask me. Something which, I mean, it's not anywhere near me anymore. That frenzy meter builds and builds and builds and it just doesn't stop. And when it fills, it takes what, 90%? Sorry, I hiccuped. Apologies. It takes maybe 90% of your health. That's just so messed up. And then it builds again afterwards, straight away. And if they get you with that grab, you're dead. It's over, that's it. The damage they do from chewing on your face, and then the frenzy build up straight after. If you can survive that, you're good. So that was my second run through that area. They grabbed me the first time, as you saw from the one at the back. His eyes were glowing with blood echoes. Drop down Mother Brain right here. We do not go and get the rune from that guy, and I don't show where you get it because I didn't need it. Maybe I'll show it on my next run for any of you who are unaware, or I mean you can just Google it. But yeah, I thought I'd show where the Blood Rock was, mainly so you knew I got it, but also for anyone who maybe hasn't got it and I don't know, just hasn't looked it up. Grab the wisdom there, get the gem, bit more wisdom. Gotta get all the goodies before you leave, yo. Gotta get all the goodies before you leave. Let's just mark that word all right there. So I know there's 2 down here. I want to run down and get them, shoot them off. There's another gem, there's another wisdom here. Oh yeah, and this door is where the iron key goes. Or the key to the iron door or whatever. And it takes you, I wanted to show off that it takes you back into where you first encounter Micolash. And this is how you get back over when the bridge is gone. Because I know the first time I played it, I was like, okay, well I can't go back and be a summon because I can't go back across the bridge. Until I realized that of course there is that walkway. And we have this elevator, which I have already sent down from jumping in to get the Blood Rock. And just heading back up, gonna go head back to the Dream, put in my Blood Rock, make sure my gems are good, top up on Bone Marrow Ash, just everything I think I'm gonna need for Wet Nurse. So we're just gonna run around here and head to the lamp, and then we'll go. Oh wait, hold on. The point of this was to get the Blood Rock, and I fucking forgot it. I can't believe I was like, yep, I'll go down here. I'll even make sure I get it on camera so I can show everyone where the Blood Rock is, just in case they don't know, just to show that I got it. And I fucking forgot to lift it. How stupid. What a fool. But oh well. It happens. And at this point I'm in a cross between hysterics of laughter and bullying myself because I'm an idiot. But yeah, it happens to everyone. Everyone will forget something. And then they will laugh at themselves for forgetting something. So I just make it down, jump down to where the Blood Rock is, and then we will transition to the final fight with Wet Nurse, the one where I actually beat her. Because as I say, it did take a few. And I learned 1 or 2 things in that fight. One thing, okay, it doesn't transition to the fight. My English is awful. I need to stop doing these recordings and talking so late in the day because my brain's just mush by that point. Yeah, I knew that if the Wet Nurse activates her whole darkness thing before you do a certain amount of damage, her clone won't show up and she will be blind, so she won't chase you, and you can just take a moment to relax, or you can go ham on her. So I went ham. I went absolutely crazy and beat the hell out of her. Only to learn that if you drop her health below that damage threshold during the darkness, the clone shows up. See, I thought you were safe during that whole darkness period, but I was very, very wrong, and I died twice because of that. Once, I didn't even realize it happened, and I just got destroyed. I figured, oh, she attacked me and I didn't react. But then, when it happened the second time, I realized, and obviously I didn't do it since then. And by this point, I'm taking a lot more risks than I did the first time I fought her. But of course, I'm throwing these poison arrows because I want to chip away as much as I can. But I get to the point where I'm just like, I want to fucking kill this bitch and get it over with. So, obviously it's not the biggest risk-taking run in the world. But, I don't know, there's a few things where I ran in for an attack and got hit in where I probably wouldn't have otherwise, due to being cautious of the one-hit kill that she has, along with the fact that she has a combo of attacks which don't kill you on the first hit, but they stun you long enough so the second hit gets you, and it kills you, so it might as well be a one-hit combo, I guess. But apart from the one-hit thing, it's really not a hard fight. The only thing that can really mess you over is if you don't react fast enough and she gets that hit on you, which it is easy to avoid if you're paying attention, and you're not frustrated, and you're not talking to your friend, and you're not talking to an audience. That and the clone. The clone can really fuck you up a bit, because if that thing even clips you, and then she comes in, you're dead. Or if it clips you, it can stun you and hit you again, it can kill you. But the way I avoid it, it's probably the way everyone avoids it. I don't know. I haven't seen many people fight Wet Nurse. I've seen Epic Name Bro Fighter. That's it, I think, actually. And the way I use is the exact same way he used. Just running around the outside of the arena, making sure to keep an eye out for audio cues and keeping an eye to your sides, making sure you don't get blindsided. But apart from that, the fight is really easy, if a little bit tedious, from the amount of time that it takes to whittle down her health. Because that's not small amounts of damage I'm doing, that's big numbers for such a low level. But at the same time, it's pretty much the last mandatory boss in the game, so it's going to take quite a lot of high numbers for that. That move right there where she jumps towards you is the best move she can do in this situation, because it's so easy to avoid and get right in behind her and get 2, 3 if you do it well enough, or depending on your weapon, you can get 3 hits on her, and you can break her into a loop of doing that, just jumping towards you. But I have a little bit of difficulty with it, between getting the hits and then getting the space, so she consistently does it while I'm consistently damaging her. So I just go with taking whatever opportunity I get, not pushing my luck too much, and this is where the clone comes in. And you see me, as I said, just running around the outside, keeping an eye out for him, listening for Wet Nurse, just want to make sure I don't get blindsided, because you can get done by that. You saw those blades on my left, that would have killed me in one go. The clone, a lot easier to avoid because you see him pop in front of you, or see her pop in front of you, and you can usually tell which of the attacks that she's going to use. You can tell if she's going to stretch out or if she's going to swing, so they're easy enough to avoid. But again, if they do get you, you're in trouble. It's not going to be a nice day. You're going to have a bad time, as they say. I know a lot of people probably think, why don't you just beat her ass right now, because she can't see you, you can run behind her and you can damage her. That's viable. Very, very viable, and I do it. I tend to do it, but not at base. No way. I know it's doable, but not for me. Not my thing. Like, I put up a video of fighting Amygdala in the Curse Defiled Chalice, where it cuts your max health in half. And I was quite proud of how I did, because that's a really difficult fight. And that was maybe my 4th attempt, 5th, maybe, I'm not sure. So my friend was speaking to me the other day and said, "Oh hey, I saw this guy do it with fight healing. That's really impressive." And I didn't call him on it, and I don't think he meant it that way. But it seemed like he was saying, you have a video up. His is better. Why aren't you that good? I am perfectly fine with admitting that there's people out there who are way beyond my spec and skill. Because when it comes to these, I'm pretty much just a casual. I know practically everything about them, in terms of lore. I don't memorize them, but I know the enemy and item placements like the back of my hand. I always have with these games. It sticks with me so well, and I count myself lucky for that, because I get the most out of the game in terms of making sure I get everything. But at the same time I don't, because I see people playing in their 2nd or 3rd time through and they forget that there's an enemy in a certain position, and it makes them jump, and it puts them off, and it makes them a little more, it makes their reactions a little bit different. See, I don't get that. And I've always said, there's the whole, people will say to each other, if you could wipe your memory of a single game, or 3 games or 5 games, and play through them again with no knowledge, I would pick, my 4 would be Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne. Because it's the learning that makes them so amazing, especially in the Souls games. Because you're walking around, you don't know where you're going, you don't know if you're going the right way, you don't know if you're going somewhere where the enemies are a little bit stronger than you're expecting, and you always have your shield up. At least I do. First time around, I almost always use a shield. And you are terrified of what's coming, because you don't know what's coming, and you don't know how to prepare for it, how to handle it. Obviously, people who have played Demon Souls and Dark Souls, you know how to handle it in Dark Souls 2. But if you haven't, if you were to wipe your memory of the games, as I said, and you didn't know anything about the games, you didn't know how they were laid out, you didn't know just how to handle situations, it would be so fun to go through that situation again. And you see me here circling, just waiting for that attempt, for that prime hit. Smack, smack, smack. Oh, come on! I was so ready to kill you! It'll take 1 or 2 more hits, come on. Don't run away. Don't be a coward. There it is, and down goes Margot's Witness. There goes me beating Bloodborne at base level. Yes, I did it at level 10, and I know people might complain that I didn't do it at level 4. That's fine. But I do bring up my stats screen here so you can see. Level 10, I didn't upgrade my weapon. Plus 6 saw cleaver, plus 10 to nitrous. And my gun is a plus 9 hunter's pistol. And this is where my recording cuts for some reason. You see me there just showing what gear I'm wearing. I believe it's the White Church hood, hunter's coat. I don't know about the gloves and the legs. I imagine it's probably just hunters for both. But this is where the recording picked up again. I picked the submit ending, as I said, so I didn't have to do any more fighting. But this is me. I loaded into the dream, I left the dream and I loaded it in so the doll would be there. And we're just going through a little conversation with our friend, the doll, right here.
Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength.
It is a shame that I missed out on having that ending on camera, because I really want to talk about that ending, because I believe that it's one of the possibilities for the DLC. I mean, obviously I think all the endings have a possibility for the DLC, and there's one area in the game that I think might be linked to the DLC, but we will talk about that another time, and I really want to talk about that another time, because I don't have a big theory on it, but I have a theory. And we'll leave here and we'll go over, we'll just take a look at this, because this wasn't here before. But I picked the submit ending, and you see the doll praying here afterwards. So, I mean, we know who's buried here. So, if there is someone buried there, who are we? Or is it just a headstone in memory to our work? Anyway guys, like I said, I want you to pick what I upgrade. If you don't, I'll probably do health.
Welcome home. What is it?
But I hope you enjoyed the series, and
Very
until the
well,
next
let me
video,
stand.
have a good one guys.